We're gonna cut this part out, but I blacked out one night like a year ago, and I woke up the next morning, and I don't even remember getting on TikTok, but I was banned for. And I think I was playing.
And we're back.
We're back.
New
Episode
setup. Got a
15.
guest.
New setup. First guest.
Morgan
Morgan
Forloines.
Forloines.
Yeah,
buddy.
adjust to this
Welcome,
right.
welcome to Shed Sessions.
Thanks. It's a nice,
Yeah.
cozy shed.
Nice. It's nice and cozy.
It's actually a shed, y'all.
It is actually
It's a real
shed.
shed.
Yeah, we're not lying. We're not lying. We've always said that if something happens and this thing blows up, it has to be in the shed.
Yeah, even if we get like a recording studio or something, like we get to like a warehouse, we're gonna put a shed in.
The
I think you
shed
guys
has to be
live
in
in the wrong area to go to a recording studio.
You keep
Don't
We
worry.
know a bunch
Hey,
of
I
SoundCloud
get bitched
rappers.
at
Though.
all.
Has Rick's SoundCloud been brought up on this podcast yet?
I don't think Slick Ricky B
Slick Rick
has
B?
it.
I don't know if it has, but I did delete the music.
Boo.
Yeah, just in case, because I was like, dude, if this thing does blow up, I do not need that coming out. Although I do think some of them were quite fire. I don't know. It might be. I was also at
Rack City, bitch. Rack City. No,
Mac
they were not
City,
fire, buddy.
Mac
Mac
City. Mac
City.
City.
Rack
It was so
City.
bad I didn't even remember it.
That was the actual one.
Yeah, Rack City was the actual our remix with Mike Love on the beat. It was Mac City.
Yeah, it was pretty atrocious.
It was that one's one of the badder ones. He definitely outdid me on that one.
You did a good job learning how to play the guitar and sing a little bit.
I tried that.
Slick Rick B Rabbit here.
Let's start it off with a whiskey taste test.
All right.
Let's do
You wanna
the.
bring the Evan Williams up?
Oh, I thought we were gonna try that one.
Well-
Hey, it don't matter to me.
It don't matter. I got a
We
little
can do-
shot glass here.
We can do multiple whiskey
I mean,
taste
just
tests.
take it to the dome.
You just going to the dome?
Yeah.
All right.
No,
It's that smooth.
cheese.
That's how Ricky, that's how you do everything.
Yeah, but I got shot
You
glasses.
show up to
over
my
here.
house and I have like an $1,800 bottle sitting there. I do not own an $1,800 bottle. And Ricky just like, hey, I took a shot. I'm like, okay. Straight to the dome.
God bless.
Yeah, how clean are those things?
I have my own shot glass, Hoss.
I'm going dome.
These things haven't been washed in
I'm going
2
dumb.
years.
Alcohol's a sanitizer. I think we're okay.
Yeah, over like, that's 94 proof.
You guys remember during COVID, I think it was the president of Kenya sent out these care packages, and one of the things in it was airplane bottles of Hennessy
Yeah, I do.
because it was a cleanser.
Dude, Hennessy is
So-
so overrated.
Honestly, if we think about it, what Little Gus's was for us here in Grottos,
You don't have to yell.
we didn't get sick during
It
COVID.
was Kenya.
Well, I'm just
Kenya
saying, we
Hennessy.
spent all our
You
time
got COVID?
way after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
And
COVID
when I
2
got
years after. It was a
I
thing.
got COVID the 2021 year during wrestling season, and it was fine. And then I got COVID like 3 months ago, and that actually was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But
All right, so this
Pretty
is
rough.
straight hands.
Stranahan's Rocky Mountain single malt whiskey.
Yep.
I don't think I've taken a shot in a couple. It's probably been over a year.
Well,
Dude.
cheers, brother.
This, oh yeah, sorry.
Bruddy.
It's smooth.
It is smooth.
It has like a chocolatey
Very
aftertaste.
smooth. That's
It's,
weird.
it's a strange taste.
That was weird.
I like
Very
it.
weird taste. It is chocolatey.
I don't taste chocolate.
In the back there, there's like
no,
a
it tastes
chocolate.
like coffee.
I don't taste coffee either.
I can see that.
It tastes rubbing alcohol.
It tastes like coffee.
And
It tastes like
Put the lid back on.
yeah.
that.
It tastes like Hennessy and coffee. It's not bad. What's proof? I missed it.
94 proof.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, for being 94, that is smooth.
Yeah, that is very smooth.
I think I've had it for
Really good.
3 years, and this is the first time. It's
3
Are you
years.
serious?
Damn. So yeah, it's been cooking up a little bit.
Yeah, she
cooking up a little
Well,
Sandra
it doesn't
went.
really do anything in glass, but
She travels with Mass Nutton every year.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
does like the coaching for like competitive snowboarding and skiing and all that.
before.
Not a bad whiskey. Not a bad whiskey.
I'm a fan.
I think I still go with the Buffalo Trace or Little Evan Williams.
See, I think
That is a
Buffalo
good
Trace is-
wintertime whiskey though. She did buy it at a ski resort. So yeah, you're feeling cold.
That's what I said last time.
I was already hot though, so I think that's why I'm not a huge
last
fan
pod.
of it.
I asked what the favorite season was, and you said
Yeah,
I was
I
seasonal.
disagree with you.
Yeah, you said I was seasonal freshman.
I don't think you know yourself that well.
Dude,
I
don't like-
lived with you.
I don't like winter. I don't like winter. I don't
You
know.
were a moody little lady.
You're on winter.
I
No.
just realized that
False
Morgan's wearing his headphones technically wrong.
I don't think so. I think it's an
Wow.
L.
Well, that's why the L's on your right side.
Oh, I wear mine wrong all the time.
Really?
Just so the wire disappears. Mine
Oh
with that.
no, I make sure my shit's
Mine was
right.
crossing my body, so I was wrong and looked stupid.
No, we're good.
It was that quick.
We're gonna cut this part out, but I blacked out one night like a year ago, and I woke up the next morning, and I don't even remember getting on TikTok, but I was banned for. And I think what it was is I was TikTok living me playing Call of Duty, and I was in the lobbies, and I was really just having a good time in there. I found this new thing, right? You can't call people on Facebook anymore without it getting taken down or your account getting
I
banned.
thought it just turned into like rainbow letters.
No, you'll get banned. So I just came off a 30-day Facebook ban, but I found a loophole to the system, and it actually makes people more mad than calling them. So what you do is and I only do this to people that I think deserve it. Like they're like bullying people or trolling online. So I just get in there and I'm like, you look like the kind of guy that makes love to men while One Direction plays in the background. And it drives people up a wall. And then whatever they say, I just respond like, look, man, it's 2024. If you want to make love to a man while Kiss Me by One Direction plays in the background, that's on you.
Dude. I mean, it's a good way.
Yeah, we're not cutting that out, buddy.
Like, yeah, I don't think so. That's pretty fucking funny. It's a good way to grow like engagement though. Like, I commented on the makeshift project. Mm-hmm. They're challenging somebody else to like 2v2 basketball. Mm-hmm. I was like, dude, play us. And this dude had the balls. He commented, he's like, who are you? Because we only have like 400 followers.
From makeshift, or it was another just random person?
And
Because
his
makeshift
name was,
guys are cool as shit.
His name was, they are cool. And his name was Cool Panda Lover 101. And I said, Rick and Logan, we like pandas too. He followed us and liked a couple of videos.
So who have you had some like bigger TikTokers engage back with you?
Makeshift project. So
We reached out. We're like, hey, we're just getting started. We'd love, if y'all were down, like, we'd come up and just kind of pick your brains or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, guys, we'd love to, but we're just super busy. And we're like, yeah, we get it. And like, we're
you give us
willing
watch
to
tips
travel.
though.
Yeah, very helpful.
Shoe Nice and I were like messaging back and forth there for a little bit.
Nice.
He followed me because I subscribed to him. And then I think he tried to get sober, so he unfollowed everyone. And I was like pissed about it, so I unsubscribed to him.
Dude, Shoe Nice was like
then,
the OG, dude.
I've had
no
World
idea
of
who that
T-shirts.
is.
We had a little exchange.
Dude, he would chug like a half gallon of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, that's
like
pretty
straight to
ridiculous.
the
He had a web
That
redemption on Tosh.0.
I'm pretty sure he ate like tampons.
Yeah, it's all sorts of stuff. His wife and kids left him because of the videos he was making.
Dude,
And now
it was crazy.
He's probably on live right now. He does couch comedy is what he calls it. Huh. And he pretty much lives in a hotel room, and he has like a makeshift green screen, which is just a bed sheet behind him. It's pretty wild. He's fallen
Dude, that's
from the
insane.
braces. Yeah.
Dude, Shoe Nice. Dude, I used to love his videos.
Yeah, I had a World of T-shirts, Josh Block, if you guys know. I'm the king of New York, that guy.
No, I don't know that guy.
I was on his live one
is that
time.
I don't know how to say this the right way.
He's got something going on.
Yeah, and there's the guy that like goes around and is
They
like,
nicked him.
hey man,
He's more than nicked, buddy.
He's full.
He was slashed by the sword.
he was on the one and like they went to this restaurant and he's like, what do you get? And he got like the most bougie thing and he's like, an escargot.
Yeah.
You got to get the escargot.
They said he spends about $200 a day on food and travel in New York.
Oh my
Just to
God.
do his tours. Because he gets paid to take like New York live tours. So he gets
my
on TikTok
God.
live and he takes people around the city.
That's crazy.
But he's become like a major alcoholic. And it's actually really sad. I think TikTok's really bad for like exploiting special needs people. Yeah,
I
I'm
look
gonna
at
sweat.
Rick's eyes and he's just like scanning you like up and down, and you're just profusely sweating.
I'm used to it. It's wrestling like messed my body up. Cutting weight for sure. Cutting weight in an unhealthy way. Like I just don't sweat normally now.
Turn the fan on.
You know, I attribute it to the fact that when I came home from boot camp, I let all my fat friends know they were fat, and then I got out of the Marine Corps and I pretty much immediately became fat. I think I gained 43 pounds in like 2 months.
You got pretty thick.
You know that thing? You guys probably have never been this big. But when you get that big, I think they say for every
trying to tie your shoes.
every 20 pounds a man gains, you lose an inch of penis because that fat goes to your pelvis. So when I would bend over to tie my shoes, my wiener would do that little tuck thing.
I knew that.
You got to like straighten it out, you know? That's when I know it's time to start losing some weight when I get the wiener tuck.
Didn't you also have issues tying your shoes? You're like, dude,
Yeah, I had to hold my breath to get down there long enough to tie it.
So he got here a little earlier, and he rode me to get Millie. And I tried my hardest to have normal conversation, which we did. We had normal conversation, caught up a little bit. And God, I want to save it all for the pod, and we did a really good job. We saved it all for the fucking pod.
I mean, I just think I've never, you got to experience stuff.
Yeah.
You got to be fat sometimes. You got to be skinny sometimes. You got to be in between.
I don't think anybody wants to experience being fat.
It was not fun.
You weren't fat.
I was 225.
That's not fat. You
For
weren't
me,
fat.
it was.
I was 5'8" and
188.
243, buddy. I'm 230 right now, which I don't look like it, but yeah, I'm 230 right
Jesus.
now. I'm 5'7" and 3/4, actually. Not even 5'8".
Dude, your height's like freaking Harry Potter.
In the Marine Corps, I wasn't allowed to weigh over 180 pounds. So I'm like way past
I've
those.
seen heavier guys. Is it because of your height?
Now, they'll do like body fat percentage testing. So if you're below a certain amount of body fat, you're fine. But yeah, it's all off of height and weight.
Because if you're 6'4", like 250 and just yoked, I'm like, there's no way they're
Yeah,
Don't you have to, in the Marines, don't you have to be able to do a pull-up, like, you have to do one pull-up for your year? So like if you're 22, you have to be able to do 22
So like
pull-ups?
when you're coming in, you're a young man. Because there are like, as you get older, the standards drop a little bit. Now, when I was in, you had to be able to do 3 pull-ups. That was it to pass the physical fitness test. 20 is a perfect score, but all you had to do was 3.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not that bad. But your score, like your PFT, there's different scores. So
PFT commentator.
your physical fitness test essentially. But you don't want to have a low physical fitness test because the other thing is a 3-mile run, which I think 18 minutes used to be a perfect score. I don't know what it is now. Which I never got perfect on that. I think I ran like a 1950 or something.
Dude,
and then you had to be able to do
2010.
100 sit-ups in 60 seconds, I think it was. And that was a perfect score.
Dang.
So I'm not going to lie, I struggled on that. I've never been an ab guy. I always skipped abs.
Overrated.
Yeah, they're overrated. For sure.
Yeah, we're all just...
I like this. I think Sandra is more comfortable laying on this than like if I had a 6-pack, you know?
How do you know? Why don't you get a 6-pack, figure it out?
She's not dating a guy with a 6-pack, so I think we've figured it out.
You guys been dating long enough that it's like, I don't need a 6-pack.
Yeah, no, we're good.
All right, so just happened. It was either last night or today, but so Elon Musk
The robots?
introduced a robot at a Tesla event.
Saw that.
Pouring beers
And
and
he
stuff.
said, it will pretty much do whatever you needed to do.
Go grocery shop. I only know this because my coworker showed it to me when I took him to get the
Insane.
other drug.
Insane. Did you watch the actual video?
Yeah.
Dude, like
They sound
it
like...
was like talking
It
back.
sounds like people, and like it literally like grabbed... It's like, oh, what do you want? And it's like, oh, I want Miller Lite. And there's multiple taps there. It's like, pours beer. Here you go.
Insane.
And they're not badly priced.
I hate
thought
to
they
be
would
the
a hell of a lot.
conspiracy
How
guy,
much?
though.
25,000
How easy
What?
for a fully like what is
autonomous?
it? Autonomous.
Yeah.
I think is the right word.
Yeah, autonomous.
So like,
25 G's, that's a car, bro. That's insane.
I
really
wouldn't
anymore,
want
but
to
yeah.
buy like Generation 1 or Generation 2. You got to wait. Because,
Yeah.
How easy would it be to hack that thing?
yeah,
And
it
now
kinda
someone's
looks
like, now like a
iRobot.
smart robber. They just hack into your robot inside your house. It comes and unlocks the door for them. They just take everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to make any
No, that's-
conspiracies out of it, but you know.
No.
Yeah,
he said this is going to be the biggest product ever. Quoted. That's what he said. I'm like, bro, I don't think I would pay 25 G's. I did not see the price for a robot to walk around my house. What's it going to do when I'm not there?
I buy hand-me-down clothes, so I'm definitely not spending money on that. You know?
Hell no.
I thought it was going to be like a lot more than that. Like, I was thinking like 100K.
From what I saw, though, I mean, it's like basic things. Like it can maybe pick up clothes around your house.
No, he said it will do whatever you need to do.
It's like if you wanted to go grocery shopping for you, it'll do that.
So
How's it gonna get there? How's it gonna
iRobot's
drive?
finally here.
That's what I was wondering too.
I don't know.
It is literally iRobot.
It'll just get in a Tesla and it'll drive itself.
How do you guys feel about
package deal?
It's got like a charger on its ass, so when it sits down, it's charging while the
wonder
car's
if
driving.
that's what his goal is. Make it like a package deal. You buy a robot and a Tesla.
Maybe you buy a Tesla, you get a robot.
the robot's your chauffeur for your Tesla?
The Teslas already drive themselves.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but the law changed to where you have to have your hand on the wheel.
And it can keep its hands on the wheel.
Yeah.
There's a video that pops up. It's actually an ad. I've never clicked on it, but on a particular website where they're doing other things in those Teslas, which they've now had to make that illegal in certain states.
To have sex behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Wow.
You-
All right, let's get off the. That's going to cut off.
Just cut that part out, and then you just have, all right, let's get off the porn. And get back in the record.
That's exactly what I'll do.
Comment on Elon, though. Something that I just find preposterous is like how certain individuals on the left try and make him seem like such a bad guy, but time after time he's proven like he doesn't care about the money, he doesn't care about the wealth, he just wants to help. So,
Yeah.
the Starlink stuff.
Yeah. I mean, he's done
numerous things.
So my cousin sent a rocket or a satellite into space back in June, and it was his rockets that literally came down and like land after they take off. Which, if you think about it, the amount of money that goes into those for them just to go up and then fall to the earth and be done forever, and then he's created a way for this thing to smartly land safely and everything. And my other cousin and uncle were there and watched it. They're like, dude, it's crazy.
But our government leaves stuff everywhere.
Well,
Look at
yeah.
all the stuff we left in Afghanistan, all the stuff just in
That
the Middle
was-
East in general.
That was
And
insane.
in space.
Yes, space.
Do we want Mexican or pizza? We can cut this out too, but I need to.
No, we can live in it. Either one. I don't care.
Anywho, dude, we got. Dude, that just it sucks having wives.
Well, what's funny is
Like
you're
they're in there, like, oh, I'm
hey,
starving.
No, the best part is
having an ex-wife.
before we came out here, Ricky's like, "Hey, if you need me,
Engaged.
I've got my phone." It's like, "It sucks having a wife," as he's texting what he
Engaged.
wants for dinner. And we
We
don't
got
have to go get
engaged.
it.
Engaged twice, divorced once.
Yeah, engaged twice.
Divorced once.
No. Engaged once, married a different girl.
So you're engaged twice.
No,
No,
engaged once, married
Oh,
a
you
different
never,
girl.
You never proposed.
No, never proposed. We went to a courthouse. It was a business decision. Listen, we
That's
got
how you
married.
rip off the government.
We got married so that we could come to Camp Lejeune together.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
not, she was going to go to Japan, which sounds cool, but you get to come home like once a year, never see your family. She had a bunch of brothers and sisters at home that needed her to take care of them. And they were going to send me to the Mojave Desert.
I thought you were San Antonio.
No, Mojave Desert, which I had a friend that was stationed over there, 29 Palms. He would wake up at 6 a.m. It'd already be 95 degrees, and I'm sweating in your shed in
And
October right now.
It's
And it's cold in here.
comfortable. I'm comfortable.
So,
it's
yeah,
not cold.
I'm just
Yeah, it's
saying, it was a business decision. I think I would have.
and the amount of military marriages, because you do get significantly more money if
We
you're
had
married.
double benefits because she was a Marine as well. So didn't have to live on base. So we got our own place outside of base, lived in Topsail. That was nice. Yeah. And then, going back to the barracks, I was
You
spoiled.
had your own grass. I remember that's what you said. You said, dude, I have my own grass.
I had my own, I could mow my own yard. That was nice. When you don't get to do that stuff in the military, though, you take it all for granted.
Yeah.
You come home after being on base or wherever for so long, and you mow the grass. It feels good. Just
good.
doing normal stuff. So,
That's fair.
Being what do y'all call it? Being a civilian.
I mean, I don't know what they call it these days. I've kind of disassociated from all of that. So much has changed too. It's not
Yeah.
the same Marine Corps I was in, and the Marine Corps I was in wasn't the same Marine Corps 5 years before that.
So
it's
do
just
you think,
ever-changing.
I've heard, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but like if you're too stressed, like the Army, if you're too stressed out, they have like a flag thing to throw out or something. You have to lay off of them. Is that true?
I know in Army boot camp, it used to be a thing. You could have like an anxiety pass.
There you go. Yeah. Do you think they'll ever incorporate that in the Marine Corps?
The Marine
The people
Corps,
on the front
yeah,
line.
probably.
I think so. The people on the front line.
no, but here's the thing: we haven't seen real adversity in so long in the military. I mean, our special forces guys, yes, they're still doing a lot of stuff, and there's particular MOSs and jobs that are doing risky things. But the majority, I'd say, like 90, maybe 85% of the military has never faced like real adversity that most veterans have. And I'm one of that 85%. I didn't do shit when I was in. I didn't go overseas. I didn't fight in combat. So I'm part of that 85% as well. But I had great combat instructors who all saw combat. So I got a taste of what that real Marine Corps used to be like. But now you have guys that are in, and they're getting trained by people who've never been to combat. And that's just a crazy... I mean, it's a good thing, right? Because we're not at war. But that makes you a little fearful for the next time we do go to war.
Yeah.
I know we probably get different political ads since I'm up in Northern Virginia now, so we get a lot of Maryland stuff. And I don't know if this is a Maryland or Virginia politician, but I saw a video the other day, and he was like, essentially, the guy retired from the Navy, spent a whole career there, and he was complaining about how they are essentially like putting out these ads for like transgender people to try and get transgender people in. And he's like, I don't want people like that. I want someone who's going to rip their guts out, eat it, and ask for seconds. Like, we need killers. We need warriors, not people who can't figure out if they're a boy or a girl, you know?
Yeah, and I think Trump is against the transgender.
Well, he banned it when he was in office.
Yeah.
And listen, I was in the test class for like when the women were going through infantry, when all that, you know, was being played out. We had 8. I think we started with 10 girls in my infantry class. 8 of them finished, and they were badass girls. I have no problem with like female being in the infantry or like any of that stuff.
But the only problem I have with that is not females being in the military at all, but females being included in the draft. I'm pretty sure that they can they be in the draft as we speak, or
I don't know if that's changed or not. If selective service has been implemented for that.
Dude, that's insane, dude. Like if Millie can be in the draft, dude, that's gonna be insane.
Well, I feel like the only way that they'll be able to like do that is if there's not a lot of, I mean,
if there's not enough like men willing to do it.
Well, I mean, you have to do that when you're. I think it's when you turn 18 or get your driver's license, whatever. I mean, you have to like not sign up, but you have to be like registered to be able to be called.
Yeah.
Not to like throw conspiracies out there or anything, but I do think if we face another threat, it's going to be here at home. I think the American people are more resilient than like the left or right gives credit.
Whoever wins this next election, there's going to be riots. There's going to be shit that happens.
Or we'll find out who wins and we'll continue with our lives like we always do.
I mean, we will.
But it'll take a couple of days. It'll take a couple of days.
There's going to be
we watch on the news. Yeah,
it's just so like spread out. Like you're either this or this. There's no opportunity for anybody else to come in that's a true middle of the road person. They have to either say they're Republican and still have liberal views, and then you're going to have like the left side saying, "Oh, this and this, you're not going to be able to do this," and vice versa with the right side. It's just too it's too extreme.
I heard this term. It was Joe Rogan, but it's stuck with me for all these years about being politically homeless. That's where I feel. I obviously, you guys know me. I lean more to the right.
Right.
But I also like grew up. We were on food stamps. We use like welfare programs.
Yeah.
So there are things on the left that I agree with, like abortion. When it comes to that, I'm pro mind your own fucking business.
Me too. Yes.
Now,
that's a very libertarian view.
But libertarians, libertarians not what it used to be. Republicans not what it used to be. Democrats not what it used to be.
Exactly. Like libertarians, my main thing about them is they don't agree with.
They just want less government.
The death sentence. They don't agree with the death sentence.
Yeah, I'm pro death sentence.
Me too.
Some
I'm
people,
dude.
And I think that's just coming from the military.
If you molest a 2-year-old, I don't need to hear your side of the story. Like, you need an electric chair.
So I, a few years ago, went and took an EMT class. Went all the way through the class. Tested out. All I had to do was go to Richmond, take the state test, and I came to this realization: if I show up to someone's house and it's a pedophile that some dad beat the shit out of, I don't want to have to save that person's life. So I decided not to get my certification. I learned all the skills. I got the knowledge. I can do a lot of that stuff if I need to, but I'm not held by any kind of like code or law. I'm not in any position that I have to save that person's life if I don't want to.
Yeah.
Have you seen I think it was a picture, then like the story below or whatever, but this guy literally had tattooed across his chest, and he was like in his 40s, and it said, "Do not resuscitate," and he like died, and they brought him back, and then he tried to like sue.
Well, the thing is with DNRs, so when you show up to like a paramedic or whoever shows up to, and I'm pretty sure I have this correct, you still have to call a doctor and get permission for the DNR. So they can't make that decision themselves. And if they can't get a hold of a doctor, they have to save that person's life.
Interesting.
Really?
Now, they can call, and I think like a head nurse or whatever can get permission from the doctor as well, but they can't just decide, I'm not going to do the DNR. It has to be a doctor that gives them permission to not do it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It happens all the time where like either they didn't find the paperwork or they couldn't get a hold of someone that they needed permission from. There's some people that just have their mind made up. I had a lady at the water park. It's probably been 5 years or so. We got called up to one of the slide towers. She couldn't breathe. She had used the bathroom on herself.
Ooh.
She couldn't control it. She didn't know what was going on. So put her in a stair chair. We take her down these stairs and we're evaluating her, and she's showing signs that she's having a stroke. All right. So we tell her, we can't diagnose stuff. I'm not, I don't have any certifications. I can't diagnose you with anything, but I can tell you what my best guess is based off your symptoms. So, we realized she was having a stroke. Speech started to slur. She couldn't hold her, one arm up over the other. She had all the signs. She used the bathroom on herself multiple times. She did not want us to call 911 because it was her granddaughter's birthday, and she didn't want to ruin the birthday. So we had to tell her, like, I think you dying at your granddaughter's birthday may ruin every birthday she ever has, rather than you going to the hospital on this one birthday.
And I mean, you guys could have like brought her away from all that stuff, taking her like out front.
We took her to a first aid room, like, and there's a back entrance there, so it's not like a big spectacle as it happens. Like, Massanutten tries to include as much privacy as they can, so. But yeah, I mean, she just did, and we finally convinced her, but it was after she like used the bathroom on herself like a third time.
Wow.
And she like realized,
Speaking of Massanutten, you know who Drewski is, right?
Yeah.
So he loves Massanutten.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him up there?
Dude.
I maybe, I mean, it's possible because I worked there almost 10 years and I was at a lot of the, recreation places.
So where this comes from is him and Jack Harlow did like an interview.
Oh, so that video went around the Massanutten channels.
Yes.
Yeah, we were all
and sorry.
Welcome to the club, bud.
And I do it to him all the time. But so that interview went around, or that interview happened, and Jack Harlow actually at first he messed it up. He was like, "What's your favorite vaccination spot?" Drewski was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Vaccination?" He was like, "Vacation."
My left arm.
He was like, "Bro," he was like, "Me and my family." Drewski was like, "Me and my family used to go to this spot in Virginia." He was like, "They had horses," which I don't remember. Massanutten them horses.
There's a petting farm up there, but there's a lot of entities up on Massanutten that's owned by the homeowners association.
Gotcha.
So they're not directly affiliated with Massanutten, but they use that name.
Yeah, oh, dude, he loved the water park. He brought up the water park. He loved the water park.
Yeah,
they're putting in a mountain coaster up there.
Yeah, so I actually have a funny story about that. Before I left, I was on this board where I guess it wasn't a board, but certain individuals from every department would meet with the vice president of Massanutten. We'd talk about ideas and all this stuff. So when the coaster idea came up, they started building this thing.
What is this?
So basically what it is, it's like a roller coaster track, and you sit on this thing and you control how fast
you control
and
your
slow.
brakes.
But also if you start going too fast, it'll auto brake for you.
Gotcha.
They're pretty
like
wild. It's like a
strapped in.
single rail. You sit in this cart and you got like a little lever. It's a brake. And I mean, you can fly down that mountain too. But
Yeah.
So
But
when they
they-
started building this,
They have the auto brake so you can't fly down.
the monitored ones, I've seen some pretty rough videos.
Oh, in Colorado, it's literally like the slide that's like this wide, and you sit on this plastic thing, and then it's got like scooter wheels, and then like plastic rudders, and that's what slows you down or makes you go faster. And when we went up there, dude was like all rashed up and was like, "What happened?" He's like, me and some of my coworkers were like, I wonder how fast we can go down this thing. There's some sharp turns. Buddy went off, and it's like rocks and like little trees and stuff, and just got torn.
We used to do some pretty wild stuff in the water park.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
know.
work there anymore, so I don't mind saying this stuff. We used to, the flow rider boards. We used to ride those down like the
I was
big
about to
tube
bring that
slides.
up. I didn't think that was like an actual thing. I didn't know they had like competitions and shit.
Oh yeah, Massanutten used to host competitions.
That's insane.
It's got like 3 motors in it or something crazy.
Massanutten at one time used to pay a team to travel around and do tournaments.
Wasn't there-
I've lost my pants on that so many times.
Dude,
And
a lot
you
of
work
people-
there, you will see
Tits.
Whether it's tits, dick, like you're gonna see everything.
But you're supposed to cover it up with a boogie board, aren't you?
The funniest time, it was this man and his 2 daughters, right? They were probably like 10, 11, and he wanted to go first because he wanted to show them how to do it. He's done it before, so he was showing off a little bit. Pants comes completely off of one leg, gets stuck on the other, and ties itself into a knot. So this man is jumping on one leg, trying to get it off of his foot. His dick's just flapping. You're supposed to cover the person. I had to cover his girl's.
Exactly.
I covered his girl's eyes, and he's like, "I appreciate that. Like, thank you."
He's like, yeah, I'd rather my dick be flopping.
But it's a risk you take getting on those flow riders.
I almost watched somebody die. I was working the top of the what do you call it? The tower.
The tower slide. Yeah.
Yeah.
You worked at the water park?
No, yeah.
He did.
For like a hot 2 months.
I was his recommendation, and he worked there 2 weeks, and then no call, no show.
It was
never showed up again. You were there a total of 2 weeks.
I put him on 2 weeks. I worked it out.
I don't think he did.
Yes, I did. I worked at not the tower. The tower is where the three slides were.
There's 5. There's 3. I
worked in the middle
3
part.
tube slides.
The middle part of the indoor.
The meltdown.
The meltdown. Yeah, I worked the meltdown. So I was working the meltdown, and this kid come up, and he was like, "I was, you gotta sit on your butt." I can't remember what I said. I was, you gotta sit down. He's okay.
You don't remember what you had to say, but they gave you a card.
Yeah.
So hopefully you were reading that.
I was, and I was like, "Dude, you gotta sit down." He was okay. So I'm like, the green light turned. I was, "All right, you can go." Dude, as soon as I said you can go, he was like, stood up, almost went over the side of the slide. I was like, "Oh my god!" I literally watched him like almost go over. I was like, he almost died.
It never happened the time I was there. I never saw anything like that horrific. At least not like people falling off the slides. But I mean, we saw injuries on a pretty regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he almost
What's
died.
the craziest injury you ever saw working in the water park?
Like injury wise, or just a crazy thing to see.
Both. If you're gonna ask the question, I'm gonna...
Crazy thing. When you first walk in through the locker room. There's like a public locker room, and there's bathrooms where you can change to your bathing suit and stuff. There's a water fountain there. It's about chest high on an adult, and then there's a little mini one. Okay. I once had to clean a 6-inch turd out of the chest high one.
Interesting.
Perfectly placed. So they either was a tall person who was able to get it up there, or they did it somewhere else and they scooped it and put it up there.
Interesting.
The best part is that's not even an injury.
Yeah, that's not an injury. That's just something crazy that I saw. I will say,
So crazy.
the second thing, I did see a guy that had a full back Jack Sparrow tattoo. So that was pretty. You see some pretty wild tattoos up there for sure. Injury wise, I don't know. I've seen like people break both their arms. There's this condition where people. There's like a SpongeBob thing about this, but where like people have bones like glass.
Paper skin.
Yeah.
So we had a girl up there that had that condition one time. She came down one of the slides. She got out. Everything was fine. And then she was walking out of the slide exit, and she ended up falling. And she fell back onto her tube, but she dislocated her hip.
Oh my god!
Like her mother,
How
or
old?
her guardian. I want to say she was like in her early 20s. Like she'd been dealing with this for a long time. And she was, for the most part.
Mom, it happened again.
She was very careful, but she happened to slip and fall, and she dislocated her hip. And she was on this tube, so we had to put her on our backboard. Not like we couldn't move her off of the tube because she was in so much pain. So we had to like pop the tube and everything, and like slowly let the air out to get her down on the backboard. But that was pretty wild. And then I did see a lady, a rather large lady, step into a skimmer. And went through the skimmer lid and snapped her leg in half.
Oh.
Yeah, you have water slides, you're going to see injuries.
I've had a
like
lot
that.
of bad instances at Macedon just from like we went for a birthday party. A kid shit in the pool. So then they had to shut it down for like over an hour, shock it, do all the stuff you got to do. Then there's another time the chlorine was so high that it set off the like fire alarms.
That's just what they told you. Something else probably happened.
I mean, you didn't smell smoke, and like once again, you had to wait forever because
was it at the water park?
Yeah. It was inside.
Those fire alarms used to go off all the time.
Really?
We were like beginning of February one year. I think the water park had been open 30 minutes. And one of the fire lines outside froze because it was so cold. It was that like stretch where we had like 10 straight days of negative weather.
Yeah.
And one of the fire suppression systems like exploded outside. So all the alarms went off. We had to evacuate everyone out of the building. These people are wet in their bathing suits. And it's February. It was like 7 degrees outside or something.
Oh my god.
It was terrible. People
Yeah,
were
they don't
pissed
let
at
you
us.
grab your stuff either. Like, get out.
Yeah,
Dude,
you have
my
to get out.
favorite thing about the water park was during my break, I would grab the chicken tenders and honey mustard. I don't even really like honey mustard.
$7.10 for the chicken tender meal.
Oh fuck, that was so good.
Yeah, I used to take water bottles in, fill it up with that honey mustard, and take it home.
Dude, it was so
Oh,
good.
what else did you do with those chicken tenders?
Oh yeah, when COVID happened, they were throwing out a lot of food, so I did sneak back there and
I think
take some chicken tenders. I lived with you at the time.
Yeah, you put it down,
five
yeah.
bags, like 12 by 12
It was
or bigger.
Dude. One bag of 500 chicken tenders. Is what it was.
We had that. We did exactly what they tell you not to do. We bought, because it was me and even you and living in the townhouse. We bought pizza rolls, mozzarella sticks. You brought back chicken tenders.
Yeah,
Dude,
we
were
loaded
stocked.
up on junk
We were
food.
good. We were
We
good.
were walking to Little Gus's to get drunk, walking back.
And I'm a big health guy. Like, I eat clean. But when
drinks
that
diet
COVID shit
soda.
happened, I was like,
Yeah.
dude,
We've
who
never,
cares about
in
health?
our lifetime, we've never seen the country shut down like that.
was
Obviously,
insane.
like 9/11 happened, and air travel shut down for a little while, and there's been like various things, but to that scale, I mean,
Dude, you know that my biggest
It's annoying.
so like the port shut down last week, I think.
they're in
So
a
a lot of
temporary
people-
like reopen right now.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not
Until,
like
like,
fully
January
reopened.
16th
It's
or
a
something like
90
that.
day. The people can. I don't know who makes that decision. I think it's. I don't know if it's the president or whoever, but they can force you to go back to work for 90 days. So at the end of this 90 days, they're gonna. If they don't come to an agreement, they're gonna shut down.
Exactly,
again.
they're shut down again. But people bought these like people bought all the toilet paper at Costco. Like our local Costco
We don't
sold
import toilet paper, people.
See, I
don't
don't have
import
TikTok.
toilet paper.
And Lyric was like, do we need to go to Costco and stock up? I'm
No.
like, for what? And she's like, you didn't hear the porch closed? I was like, no.
So
I was like,
liquor,
we'll be fine.
liquor and beer, you do.
And
Supposedly that is imported.
Think of the things we import: fruit,
Yes,
rice, stuff like that.
So like stuff
Not-
like that you do. But I never understood the toilet paper thing. I'm like, dude, worst comes to
COVID, when
worst.
all the toilet paper
Worst
like
comes to worst, just
disappeared.
hop in the shower.
Yes, that's pretty much what I do every time.
That's my move.
Right? Is that what you do too?
I poop. I don't wipe. I get in the shower and I clean myself.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Question.
I don't
Yes.
wash my legs.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And
a
actually,
lot of
I
hate about
do.
that.
I do the thighs, so I wash down to the
Whoa.
knees because I wash my crotch and everything.
When I'm saying legs, I'm thinking like knee down.
yeah,
Yes, yeah.
I'll wash my feet like if I get off of work because my work shoes smell awful. So I'll like get in
Yes.
and like wash my feet or whatever separately. But I don't reach down and clean my my
No,
shins and
no.
shit.
I work around pools and stuff, so and
Yeah,
chlorine's a sanitizer.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I shower twice a day. Actually, I shower as soon as I get up, and I shower when I get home. But my morning showers to like wake up, and
Yeah.
I do other things in there.
Oh.
I shower until the water goes cold. So
Dude. I could talk about so much stuff, but it's not appropriate to release.
Outside
You know what?
shed.
you should be the change you want to see in the world, and fuck this woke bullshit.
So I want to talk about something first.
Okay, let's hear it.
Have you thought about bringing back the your Instagram page of places I've been naked?
Dude, that could have been a hit. You messed up.
Yes, the reason I deleted it.
Because you're a high school coach.
I do coach at a high school,
Okay.
and
You know you're private,
yeah. Well, how do you get a
and then market it.
yeah? How do you?
It's rough.
How do you blow up if it's private?
Well, it's just your ass cheeks. It's not like it's.
Yeah, but it's also. I mean, I get it. I don't want
For the smart thing, yes.
I don't want someone. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like
Dude, that could have.
It's a better
it had
safe than
potential.
sorry thing.
Had
you got
potential.
to realize too is like as
I
a
think you should have
coach.
put that over coaching.
As a coach,
Yes.
you represent more
Yes.
than. Is that also a shit bucket?
No.
What if my shit is the consistency of piss?
Then you need to see a doctor.
No, okay. Do you have to poop?
No, I don't actually.
So I've went to the gym the last couple of days, trying to get.
Are you
shape
sure we're still
for-
recording?
Yeah.
What are you
What
hitting?
does time say?
49:57.
Okay, cool.
8.
Cool.
9.
Do you have a
Okay.
goal with going to the gym, or is it just?
It is strictly because.
You've been going to the gym.
Well, I just rode the bike and stuff, but so I went to Planet Fitness for the first time,
That's where I go.
and
I enjoy it.
First of all, I hate the gym. I hate working out and all that
So
stuff.
do I.
But I played
think
softball
lifting
the other.
weights is stupid.
So I played softball for the first time in a long time the other weekend, and gotta grab something out of here real quick. Oh, I forgot about that. All right, so went to Planet Fitness, and you always hear stories about people at Planet Fitness, but I played. We went undefeated. Won a ring, first ever ring in softball. It's pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah,
Check that out.
cool.
But there was a couple people that I'd noticed that I had to talk about, right? So, first off, we had a goth girl that was in there working out. Skinny girl, pale, all that stuff. That's the ring I won. But like my legs were hurting, so I was like, all right, before I go play in Florida, I need to like work these muscles out and all that stuff before I like go down and pull something or whatever. So the goth girl was wearing jean shorts. I'm like, how's that comfortable to work out in? Then we had like, when you think of a Raiders fan, what do you think?
Think of what's the movie with Ice Cube?
Which one?
His
Are we
first
there
movie?
yet?
No. His first movie. Yeah. Are we there yet? Ricky! You know, where Ricky dies and gets shot.
God damn
what
it.
the hell's happening?
Boys in
Boys in the Hood. Yeah, Boys in the Hood. I think of Ice Cube wearing his Raiders hat when I think of Raiders fans.
So this dude was there to work out wearing an oversized, like he was probably like my size, maybe a little skinnier, but wearing like a 2XL Raiders jersey. It was a Derek Carr jersey, Air Forces, and a White Sox hat. Then,
So we got Chicago, we got Oakland.
yeah.
Right.
Then we have New York.
All right.
More specifically, like the Bronx. So this kid is wearing a Yankee hat, a wife beater, and like Lululemon like short shorts, and I forget what his shoes were, but it didn't really go with his outfit.
You're judging this guy, but you know exactly what this fella was wearing, so I'm judging you a little
No,
bit.
because I was literally riding the station or the like sit down the recumbent bike or whatever, and was just like looking at these people like typing in notes. And the best part about the New York guy, he definitely didn't do leg day as often as arms.
That's pretty typical.
So he's just like skinny dude, just like a Y, just with like little
just walking a light bulb.
pretty much. Oh,
Yeah.
and the best part about Planet Fitness, the lunk alarm. So if like you
I've
throw
set it
weights
off.
or,
Yep.
I'm glad you said that. In the Harrisonburg Planet Fitness, it's like the lunk alarm, and then is like a Webster's dictionary what it is. You know what it says? Ricky was throwing weights around and literally had Ricky's name, and I was like, I need to take a picture of this because this is perfect. And then you said that you set it off, so that makes it even better.
Can you bleep a name out if I was to say it?
Yeah.
All right, so worked at the Harrisonburg. I don't know if you remember we went to Montevideo with her. She worked there for a little bit, and she used to set that bitch off on everyone just because she felt like it.
Yep.
It was so annoying to work out when she was there. She would just set it off just because she felt like it.
It's terrible.
You'd be working out, and that thing would go
It's
off.
embarrassing.
Well,
Well, all you have to
there's
do is
one guy
slightly set a dumbbell down, and some bitch.
No, there was someone that like slammed something down, and I was like waiting for it. I
think
looked
it
up
all
because I was like,
depends
I'm
on
gonna
the
fucking
staff.
see it, and it didn't happen.
I've been going to the Planet Fitness in Manassas, and it's actually way shittier than the Harrisonburg one, which is surprising to me.
That's backwards.
It's like half the size, but they don't care in there. I don't even think they check IDs when you walk in that one.
Really?
So, yeah.
There sends me
I
like
mean,
a little
Planet Fitness is
QR
cool.
code.
It's pretty cool because like they have like the pizza day, like
Yeah, free pizza on Fridays.
free
Yeah.
pizza on Fridays.
And it's
yeah.
usually Domino's.
And
And it's
I
like, you know what? Like you're a fat fuck.
You didn't know this?
dude? Lyric's been going for like a year. I started going this past.
So their whole thing
Monday
is
or
to
Tuesday.
go there
I've had
and
a
be
membership
comfortable.
for 5 years, and I bet you I've only gone 2 years out of that.
And that's their trick, dude. Like Planet Fitness, and
It's not expensive.
I've heard this on a podcast, but that's their trick. Is like you don't understand that that's coming out of your account. So like,
And they do this weird hidden like $75 fee once a year too. Yeah.
Yes, and but like so you sign
I'll
on
ask Larry about that.
sign on for like $1. They offer this deal sometimes.
Yeah,
You
it's
sign on
like
for
at the first of the year.
Yeah.
But it's like nobody remembers that they have a membership at Planet Fitness, so they're just making free money.
Have you ever downloaded one of those apps that tells you all your subscriptions?
No.
Like you put in your card information?
I've thought about it. Yeah,
I did it once. I was paying for like 3 Netflixes.
Really?
Yeah, because I used to do this
I know
thing.
you had it like on your Xbox, and then I remember you had two.
Yeah. When my credit was real bad and I wasn't doing great financially, I didn't have a bank account. So what I would do, I'd get my paycheck, I'd go cash it, and then I'd go get one of those like debit cards, and I'd put all the money on that debit card, and I would lose that debit card or something, or like it would run out. I just had like too many accounts from like reset, and I used to do that thing before they started tracking your card number, where you would just sign up with a new email and get a free 30 days. I used to do that all the time. I do that every year with YouTube TV.
I wonder if it's the plug and I need to fix it.
Yeah, maybe the plug.
I remember you taught me the trick with Redbox.
Oh yes, and I haven't been to a Redbox in a while. They don't do video games anymore.
I don't think they're really around as much.
I haven't
as they
seen
used
a
to.
Redbox.
I see them. They're up in like Nova and stuff all over the place.
Really?
I don't really pay attention.
But I mean, video games are like mostly digital.
But,
all right, let's talk about this.
Morgan would use like that debit card. It's prepaid
you go
debit
get
card.
like a prepaid debit card.
Yeah.
Put like $10 on it or something.
That way it covered it.
Yeah, covered it. You'd get your movies and then never return them, and then throw the card away.
So we talked about this earlier. Not necessarily because I told you to shut the fuck up because I want to save a pod. Who is the best comedian in the game right now?
Yeah, I think that's subjective. I mean, I can tell you who my favorite is or who I really like watching.
Who's your favorite?
I really like Stavi, obviously. I got the shirt.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the younger comics coming up right now, but I still listen to all the old guys too. I mean, since I was young, like I used to go Pandora. I would type in like any comedian you wanted. So I think my go-to, so my favorite comedian, Dan Cummings. He's very underrated.
I thought you were going to say Jim Jeffries.
I do like Jim Jeffries.
He was
that
good when I
Australian
saw
man's
him.
real funny. I don't know.
I got to see him in South Carolina. It was really good. He ended up doing like an extra hour. He was only supposed to do an hour, and it was like 2.5 hours later. He's like, "Oh shit! Well, I guess I should get out." No, it was like after an hour. He's like, "Oh, I'm wrapping up," and then another hour, and he's like, "Oh shit! That's another hour." All right, let me just finish this one thing, and there's like another 30 minutes. So you got more than your money's worth with Jim. It was good.
Yeah. I mean,
I was never really
when a
big fan
crowd
of
is
Jim.
good, a lot of those guys will give you extra. But if they have a bad crowd, they're just they're trying to get through it.
Yeah, Bert cut his short thanks to some dickhead.
I've been to a few comedy shows. Rodney Carrington was probably my favorite. I also saw Larry the Cable Guy, which that was kind of
Rodney
disappointing.
had a short-lived career.
No.
stand-up.
No. People don't know this. He was signed to the same record label as Toby Keith.
That's Toby Keith.
Yeah.
As a singer, not.
I mean, he was doing comedy and stuff too at the time because he did a lot of the jokes.
But he had that one really good
Deer
stand-up.
penis.
No, he's had
don't
multiple
think
good stand-ups for sure.
It was that one that really like. Blew
You have
him up,
Live at
though.
the Majestic. That was a great one.
Live at the Majestic. That's what I'm talking about.
That's not his only good one.
That's his best one.
I think what like hurts him is he definitely has an opinion, and he said some stuff in the early 2000s that people don't agree with now.
I think he also had some like life stuff going on too.
Yeah, I mean, he went through a divorce.
Yeah.
When I finally got to like see him live for the first time, he had just gone through that divorce. So I actually have a signed poster at home.
Dude, I think
He's one of my
Shane
favorites.
Gillis might be the best up and coming.
I think
really do.
the best people, and like I said, it's subjective, but the ones that aren't afraid to do their comedy.
Yes.
They're willing to say whatever they want to say. You can go on Saturday Night Live and say gay and retard and all this stuff, which obviously like those words mean certain things to certain people. I get that, but like we grew up calling each other gay and retards, and it's a hard thing to unlearn.
All right. So what do you think? Who's the best right now?
Right now, I mean, again, it's
I'd have to
subjective.
say,
But Tom Segura.
He was great when I saw him.
love his comedy.
He was really
He's
good. when I
great.
saw him.
He's great.
Yeah, I saw him down in South Carolina.
He's
Mom got-
he's coming to Richmond this year, so
I would like to see that.
Mom got me tickets to Jim Jeffries and Tom Segura for Christmas. Forgot about them, and then it was like February. She's like, "Hey, I was cleaning out my desk at school and I saw this envelope. It said to Logan." So I opened it up. I was like, "Okay." She's like, "Yeah, I forgot I got you Jim Jeffries and Tom Segura tickets." It's like,
they were together.
No.
Oh,
it was
okay,
two
sorry.
separate things, but she knew I liked Tom, and like I do enjoy Jim, and like Jim's back in the day was way darker.
Oh yeah.
And so I was-
before his kid.
Yeah, and I was shocked that she got me Jim Jeffries of all people, and I was like, hell yeah. So I was like, well, when is it? Thinking like I missed one, if not both of them. She's like, oh, it's like March and then like July. I was like, oh, okay, good. I was worried, but saw them both at the same spot. They were good. They were so good.
I would
like
say Tony Hinchcliffe too. I mean,
Dude,
What
so
he's doing for comedy right
that's
now.
exactly what I was going to say, dude.
giving
he's-
all these people shots.
Cam.
he's
Cam
like,
Patterson.
Cam. I love Cam.
he's given. It's essentially American Idol for like comedians.
Yeah,
And it's awesome.
But they
But
do
way
like
more
all this
enjoyable.
different stuff too. Like you said, you watch it every week. So the
I
guy
watch every
ripping
week.
on the guitar last week.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
he gives
yes.
people different opportunities too. If you have a skill during that interview, he's going to exploit it.
But dude, he is not scared to tell you if you suck.
Well, the thing is, like, he's been in the industry so long. All the roasts that you watched when we were kids, like the
He was
roast
a
of Justin
writer.
Bieber, yeah, like all these roasts. He was
And
writing
dude,
for all these.
sorry,
2 inches.
2 inches. So, we talked about it a couple weekends ago, but our last podcast. So,
Definitely 2 inches.
we were talking about Post Malone. I
6
watched,
inches.
So I just got into Kill Tony, and I watched Post Malone as a guest on Kill Tony.
He looks
He
like
was-
a burnt out crocodile hunter.
Dude, it was so funny. But he was so nice that like even the people that bombed, he was like, dude, like keep it up.
Well,
like,
I think
we got
like
this.
Post didn't know he was going to be on the show because he went on Joe Rogan and he's like,
Yeah.
"You want to go up?" Tucker Carlson, that was another one. I don't know if you saw that episode. Cam Patterson was like, "My grandma fucking hates you." And there was
I
some
didn't watch
guy
that
that
one.
thought he was like, "I'm going to vote for you," and he's like, "He's not a." Do you even know who this is?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. No, it's a great. I watch it every week.
Dude, it's a great show, and,
I need
and
to
like you
start.
said,
I just see
I,
like clips.
At work, for the most
I love
part,
what he's doing.
I work 10-hour days. I come in. I like do maintenance on pools. So I make sure they're clean, balanced chemicals.
So you're a pool boy.
I'm a pool boy. I was Carson Wentz's pool boy all summer.
Yeah, you got the speed to
I
prove
never
it.
got to see him though. But you know, I'm alone, so I just put AirPods in and I either talk on the phone or I'm like listening to a podcast or mostly comedy podcast. I used to put on Pandora, like getting ready for wrestling matches. This is really weird. My teammates used to think it was the strangest thing. I'd be listening to like stand up right before a wrestling match, getting hyped up.
I mean, knowing
Dude,
you the
it's
way
funny.
that we know you, like you're not an average person.
Joe,
You're not an average person.
That was
like
my first
what
note
makes
was
you like mellow out and makes you like focus in and like what your ways of doing things have never been conventional. to,
Comedy
like,
is
anyone.
relaxing to me.
my first note was literally so the title of my notes is Morgan Pod. Congratulations, you're first guest. And the first note was interesting individual. I said that because when we went to
If you couldn't tell,
so you're supposed to be there, but when we went to the bachelor party for Logan,
yeah, sorry, I had COVID. That was the second time I had
it's okay. No, it's okay. So we're
Sanders' dad
telling
and I
They were there
share a bong, and
They were there for a day and a half.
he brought
bailed
COVID
out.
back from Ireland, and then we shared a bong, and I didn't think about it, and then I woke up and my chest hurt, and I was like, "Fuck."
dude. So we
Sorry,
we
Rick was
told
only there for a day and a half.
yeah. Bryce had to get back home
They
from work.
missed the like best night too.
Yeah,
Gosh,
yeah.
the
You
night
mean-
before we came home,
It could have
got
been the best night
obliterated.
because
We'll talk about
Ricky
it
and Bryce
after.
weren't
We'll talk about
there,
it after.
though.
I walked in, puked in the toilet, woke up the next day. I'm like, man, I feel great. And I was like, oh, that's why, because I puked all the whiskey and beer out as soon as I got back.
But anyway, so we're down there and we're telling not all of. I mean, it was like 3 people that didn't know Morgan.
I guess
maybe
your
4.
South Carolina friends probably.
Nathan didn't, Chris didn't, Connor does. You obviously you, Bryce. Alex
So it was
didn't.
Nathan and Chris. But
Darnell.
Nathan looked at me. and
Darnell.
Darnell. But Nathan was the one that looked at me and was like Bryce telling stories, I'm telling stories, Logan telling stories. And Nathan looks over at me, he's like, is this guy real?
No,
I was like-
that had to have been Chris.
Yeah, oh, well, one of them. I was like, yes, he's real.
Chris is like the mellow version of me.
Dude,
So like
we're-
our wedding relation or our marriages are I'm the loud, obnoxious one, Lyric's the quiet one, Chris is the quiet one, and Elise is the loud one.
Usually the women are the loud ones.
Not in my relationship.
Not mine either. I
But
don't think.
Chris would just like you would say something, he'd just like, damn, that shit's crazy, or like just throw out like just a little thing, and it would just send something that was funny like over the top.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's
He's
I was
hilarious.
like, that's 100% Chris.
And he's like, dude, is this dude real? Yeah, that's exactly what. That's how he
That's
talks.
Chris.
He's like,
I mean, I've
is this
definitely
dude
lived
real?
some life.
And they're like, dude, this sounds like a mythical creature. I'm like,
100% Chris.
you really? Like,
I
and I never
definitely-
thought about it until I was telling other people stories. I was
you
like,
learn by doing.
Pretty
you know?
much. Yeah.
I think I'm where I'm at now. 'cause I
I've had a
fucked up
lot of stories I want to talk about tonight. We're gonna have to have you on again.
You know, we can talk about anything.
We have to talk about the.
I'll tell you to cut it if I don't.
We have to talk about the. We have to talk about the dildo corn.
The
story.
corn.
I
I had
had
a
that
bruise on my forehead for probably 2 weeks.
We have to talk about the you shitting in the front yard. Bryce talking about this. And you said the dog did work in
That was in front of my stepmother. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't give away all
bit
these because
much.
I was there for the yard one and the Dodacorn story.
We have to have you on again.
We were driving in the Target parking lot, and I had this dildo stuck to my head, and there was these 2 ladies loading up their car. I don't know if you remember this.
So the funniest part is, it's 3 dudes.
I also had the fart spray too.
Yes.
So it was a dildo.
The fart spray was hilarious. We
What
did
was the
the bowling
combo?
alley.
So what started the whole thing is we're walking up and down the mall. It's me, Bryce, and Morgan, and he would cross his arms as he's passing like groups of like kids, like, and just
It was whoever.
hit it. And then I was like crying, laughing, like I couldn't breathe. I'm walking down, like had to separate myself, and I'd look over my shoulder, and you just see all these kids. You farted? No, you farted. I didn't.
Do you
fart.
remember the kid that tried to fight me? Some dude squared up on me. 'Cause I think he saw me spray it, but he like legit squared up on me. I was like, "It's a fart, dude.
Dude, it was so bad.
You gonna fight me over a fart?"
So then we make it down to Spencer's, and Morgan was. I guess you were getting it for a girlfriend or whatever.
No. I did. Oh yes, I got the wall banger because the lady at the counter
getting to it.
suggested.
So we walk in, and Morgan's like, "Yeah, I'm looking for like this," and she's like, "Oh," and starts like laying it out like we're buying a car. Like, "Oh, this one does this.
This one never
does
goes flaccid. This one you can stick to the
This
wall."
one's called the wall banger, and you stick it to the wall, and like in depth detail. And me and Bryce are just like, "All right, we're gonna walk out of here." Morgan buys it. We get out, and we're in my truck that I had at the time. And he like licked it and stuck it to his forehead, and the side that we were parked on was where Target was. And he's just like, "I'm a dildo, and has it sticking off his forehead. And he looks out the window and does it to 2 women that are
2
walking.
ladies loading up their trunk from Target.
They look up, they're laughing, falls off his forehead as I'm driving
aggressively bounces at them. He had to stop his truck. I had to go out because I spent $60 on this dildo.
I had the suicide doors too, so Bryce had to open his door for him to get out in the back.
Yes.
And as soon as it falls off, he goes, "My dick!" I'm crying laughing.
I don't know if you remember what else we did with that.
Runs across and grabbed this dildo from the bargain line, jumps back in the truck.
We stopped at a few gas stations, and I was putting it in my back pocket and
Oh
going
my
up to.
God.
I was going up to the register and asking for AA batteries, and when the guy would be like, "Oh, we don't have that here," I turn around so he could see my dildo. I don't think that thing took batteries, but
We went to like 3 of them.
Thank you for being our first guest, dude. It was a
when
blast.
you guys blow up, remember me.
Dude, we
You're number 1. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I asked Morgan. I was like, "Dude, do you think we'll be able to do an hour uninterrupted?" He was like, "I hope so." I was like, "Dude, it's gonna be easy as shit. It's gonna be easy as shit to do an hour with him."
Yeah, we could do like 12.
Dude, we could do literally.
I gotta pee now.
Yep.
To the
All right.
bucket.
All right. Yep. To the bucket. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Tune in for part 2.
to get a better chair because my ass is throbbing.
I thought so.